Well, it was July of 2007, and it was kind of tradition for my family and I to go down to my mom's farm, and we would enjoy the 4th of July. So that particular year, my son, Logan, he was turning 11 that weekend. And that particular year, it had rained a lot before we went down there. And my mom has a creek behind her house. The kids wanted to go swimming in the creek. Near my mom's house is what's called a low water bridge. And it's common in rural areas where it's just a bridge where usually one vehicle can pass at a time. The water was actually going over the low water bridge, maybe 3 or 4 inches. And we were able to walk on the bridge, and somebody found a crawdad. So everybody's attention was diverted to this crawdad on the side of the road. And meanwhile, as we were looking at the crawdad, my mother says, "Where's Logan?" So we began to yell for Logan. Started out just calling for Logan, then yelling for Logan. And we thought that maybe he was hiding or just playing a joke on us. And quickly our concerns mounted and to worry. We were shooting video that day. So my wife says, "Let's look at the video and see if we can see where Logan was at." So we started reviewing the video. Someone there remembered that in the middle of this low water bridge was a drain pipe. Somebody called 911, and at that point it occurred to me and the others there that Logan had stepped down beside the low water bridge and was walking probably 3 feet of water, and he had been sucked in to the culvert. Probably 45 minutes elapsed at least. And we were so helpless, we couldn't stop this water. And I knew that Logan was gone. I knew that beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was dead. It was surreal. I was numb. No parent should have to go through even any time thinking their child is dead. And I'm looking at the creek below the low water bridge where the water was going over the top of the road, and I'm just staring at it in shock. And all of a sudden, Logan popped up out of the water like a bobber, like a cork, like a corked bottle. He just popped up. And I'm thinking to myself, I gotta be hallucinating. And people started yelling and jumping in to help him, and come to find out, what we heard from Logan is that he was in fact walking beside the bridge. And in a split second, the pressure of that water sucked him in underneath the road. And it was an old road that was broken down. The drain pipe was broken down, and there was rebar sticking out. And before he knew what happened, he was underneath the road. And the first spot that he came to, that he got pushed into, he said that his mouth was up against the bottom of the road, basically trying to get air. And he knew that he was gonna die. He felt that the water was rising, and he knew that he was gonna die if he stayed there. So he let go of what he called the branch, which is probably a piece of rebar, and he was pushed to another area underneath the road that he was able to actually get out of the water pretty much. And he laid there, and he told me that he recited the books of the Bible, and he prayed to God that if God would let him live, that he'd give all of his money to the poor. Through the water, he noticed a little bit of light. He dove, pushed himself to that light, to the air, and that is when he was pushed up and came up from underneath the water. So he was extremely scraped up. And people in that area are still talking about what happened that day. The word thankful is an understatement whenever I think of that day. I'm thankful not only for him, I'm thankful for my family. It's indescribable thinking about losing a child. And for that 45 minutes when I thought that I had, it completely changed my outlook on life and how God is so merciful, and there was so much to be learned from that experience.